Hello. There we go. There's everybody. Tony. Tony's here. Hi. Hey, Tony, how's it going?
Good. How's it going?
Going. Another Monday.
Yeah. Michelle,
Tony.
nice to see you once again.
Hey, Tony, good to see you. And I see Marty.
Hello.
Yeah, Marty's here.
Hey,
Good to see
Marty.
you guys.
Good to see you.
Not a party if Marty's not here.
I
Amen to that.
Oh man, it was good seeing you guys a couple weeks ago.
For sure.
Hey, there's Kim. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Bill. How you doing?
Pretty good. Well, not very pretty, but good.
Well, I mean, it's up to the person talking to you.
That's right. That's right. All right. So looks like Jay's here. Aaron, it's good to see you again.
Hey, Bill.
Good to see you again.
Gonna see you next week at Chartech.
Yep, I'll be there.
Nice. Cool. You got John Cruz. Good to see you. Ron, good to see you again.
Hello, Bill. Good to see you as well.
All right. So we have a few people coming in. I don't know how everybody's doing today, but we're here in Indiana, and it's been raining off and on. This morning though, there's no rain, and it's starting to warm up just a little bit for us. So
you got the Indy 500 practice starting too.
Indy 500's getting going, yeah. That's always a big deal. I've been to the Indy 500. It's very boring. So you just sit there, and every few minutes you hear the cars just zoom by real fast. And other than that, it's pretty boring.
Is it the third turn? That's the one where you see the most accidents, I think.
Yeah.
The third or fourth. Yeah. Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. It's I think it's more fun just the people watch than anything else at the 500. So, all right. Well, I think we can probably go ahead and get started. Let's see. Can you guys see the screen? Can you guys see the slides okay?
Yep, no problem.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So we're doing, this is our monthly forward focused. It's kind of a virtual user group meeting for Focus Planet clients and anybody that we've met along the way. So whether you're a client or a past client, or you're going to be a client pretty soon, this is what what we're doing. It's once a month. We usually have it on the first Wednesday of every month. However, our schedules kind of conflicted last week, so we're having it this time, or on the second Wednesday this time. But in June, we should be back on the first Wednesday of the month. For those of you that aren't familiar with Focus Planet, I'm Bill Black. I started Focus Planet in order to take care of ConnectWise and help MSPs with pretty much anything they need in terms of the business administration side of things. So if you're an MSP and you have a big, you have ConnectWise going and you have an initiative to make a big change in ConnectWise, or you need to help develop a strategy to make a change, to make things more efficient, or you've gone to an event somewhere and you've learned about different ways to set up your ConnectWise, we're the ones to call to actually do that work for you. So we're here to, with this group, just to kind of help. It's kind of like a little support group, and virtual user group meeting for everything. So we also do whiteboard workshops. So This is where we come into your office and we will put on the whiteboard just how ConnectWise is designed to work, and then help your team understand how it works and what their roles in the process are, and how the things that they do in ConnectWise affect other team members. So upcoming events, the Chart Tech Academy is coming up next week. We're pretty excited about this one. It's going to be a nice crowd, I've heard. So Aaron and I just talked about it. Hey, there's Tristan. I didn't see you sneak in. Good to see you. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. And then anybody, you know, if you're going to Chart Tech, it's an intimate setting. So if you're going to Chart Tech, I'll probably see you. Just make sure you hit me up, and you know, we can sit down and chat. Come by and see the Focus Planet fishbowl room, and we're just going to have. It's always a good time. So today we're going to talk about. We're taking a little bit of a different approach. I've invited Michelle in. We're going to talk about a way to help keep, you know, top performers in your team and keep growing your MSP. So this is an interactive session, so we're asking everyone to have your cameras on. We're going to do some breakout conversations. It's a mini workshop. There's going to be a pulse, like a live pulse survey. So, and we'll see the results from the survey. And then there'll be some leadership tools to go along with that. So let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, I think that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Michelle. Michelle is our special guest speaker. You know, we go back several years. She has been in the HR and team dynamics and leadership experience for a long time, you know, over 25 years of experience in HR and leadership. She's been specializing for the last decade or so in just helping MSPs specifically hire better, lead stronger, you know, and keep the right people on the team. From a qualifications perspective, you know, she is certified in DISC, emotional intelligence, the EQ stuff, axiology, which is kind of new to me, just kind of how people think, and employee engagement, conscious leadership, stress management, coaching. So she's, you know, very well rounded in all of the aspects of, you know, the people business. She's not just a consultant, she's more like a pulse of psychology in her clients' businesses. And, you know, she's helped me quite a bit with, you know, my team, and, you know, helped through the years, you know, understand the psychology of, you know, teams in the MSP space. It's been very nice. So, Michelle, welcome. I'm going to hand it over to you now, and I'll stop talking. And you're muted. There you go.
Great. Well, thank you, Bill, for that introduction. And I'm so glad to be here with all of you. Thank you for turning your cameras on. As Bill said, it's going to be an interactive session today. So I'd really appreciate if you are able to turn your cameras on. And it's just going to help us feel more connected and help with the interaction. So I just want to make sure that you all are able to access your chat, because we're going to use the chat a lot today. So if you wouldn't mind just opening up chat and dropping in your most favorite emoji that you're feeling today. Thumbs up. All right. So looks like you are figuring that out now. Find your virtual hand. If you can just find that virtual hand, because you may need that too. So, okay. Well, I'm going to dive in here. So nearly 70% of business challenges are people problems. They're not the systems, not the tools, but the people. And every day you're dealing with it. You're putting out the fires, you're covering for drop balls, and you're trying to keep the clients happy. And somewhere in all of that, you're managing and leading people too. So it's very easy to miss the early signs that someone is pulling back, getting frustrated, or losing steam until suddenly it's a real problem that is hurting the team and also could be holding your growth back. People are the heart of everything that you're building. They're the most rewarding part of the business too. And sometimes, to be honest, they're the most challenging. So you came here to learn today. And one thing that we know about learning is that it can be most powerful when you reflect deeply on questions that matter and then engage in a conversation. It moves the experience from passive to active. And to get the most return on investment of your time here today, we're going to tap into the collective wisdom in this group. So I'm going to invite you into an interactive activity. Everyone grab a pen. I'll wait. Let me find a pen. And when you have a pen or something to write with, if you hold it up into the camera or type in chat pen so that I know you're with me. All right, now find something to write on. Something to write on. So I'm going to give you a question. And you can turn the slide, Bill.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking for something to write on.
You've got, oh dear. All right. Imagine that it's 1 year from today. Think about your team, your business, and your role as a leader. And what are the employee challenges that you're facing now that you would love to have resolved? I'm going to give you a minute or so for you to capture anything at all that comes up for you and to write your response. Whatever you capture right now will really help you in the conversation that you're about to have with each other. So we'll just take a minute here as you think and ponder that question for you. Maybe it's getting the right people in the right seats. Maybe it's building a team that takes ownership. Or maybe it's just holding on to your best people longer and not having to constantly rehire. Maybe it's creating real accountability. People following through on what they say that they're going to do. So finalize your last thoughts here. And when you are finished, if you would write in chat or drop in chat the word ready. Getting some readies, a couple more, give you another few seconds here to finish up. Here's what we're going to do. So we're going to put you all in breakout rooms. And looking at the number, it looks like we have an even number. So we're going to be putting you in breakout rooms of 2, maybe 3. And when you get into your breakout room, you're going to share what you wrote down. You're going to share your response. And when you share your response, the other person is going to listen, and then they're going to reflect back to you what's something that. What is that? Okay, so the other person. Oh, the slide. Thank you. There you go. All right, so we've got the directions here.
I'm a bad slide driver here.
Okay, so go into breakout rooms. Let me just go over those again. You're going to go into breakout rooms. You're going to share your response with each other. And once the first person shares their response, if the listener would share back and just say something that they noticed or can appreciate about what was shared, and then you're going to switch, and the next person will share what they wrote down as their problem, and then the other person will share, something that they noticed about what the problem is. So you're going to have about 6 minutes in the breakout room, and you'll have about 3 minutes each to share and talk about your problem that you're dealing with. How many of you are clear on the instructions I just gave? If you would just give me maybe a thumbs up or something in the chat to know that you understand the instructions. And we will copy and paste the instructions in the chat for you to refer back to when you get into the breakout rooms. And a couple of other things I want to say is that when you get into the room, just share what's comfortable for you. And most important part of this is just an opportunity to connect and meet someone new or see a familiar face. And enjoy this time connecting. If you should have time remaining after you've shared your responses, then just continue enjoying the time together. And we'll see you back in about 6 minutes. Bill?
Ready? Here we go. We're creating the rooms. Okay, rooms are open.
Okay, enjoy and have fun.
All right. Everybody's in the rooms.
I think I put Michelle and Cheyenne in rooms too.
I think so.
Oh, well.
Should we remove them?
No. Are you, well, that might mess up the rooms if they're in with people. So I guess
Yeah,
that's
they're in with John Griffin.
that's fine.
Yeah. You know, it automatically recorded. You're muted.
That's totally fine. We're just not going to share it. So it's fine.
Okay.
It's recorded. Yeah.
Okay. So I need to put instructions in here. Did you happen to notice what time we went in the rooms?
12:16.
Okay.
So we're at
12.
2 minutes.
12:22. We need to get them out of rooms.
Yeah. I'm going to be right back. I need to go put Roanne up.
Okay.
She's starting.
Oh.
I think someone's at the door.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm starting to put people in the wheel of names.
Okay, so
Oh, hey, Rami. Hey, John.
Hello.
Hey, Rami. Hey, John.
Hey, sorry.
there we go. Hey, Joe, how are you?
Doing well. So I had a manager meeting and normally nothing after, so I totally spaced this, but I wanted to hear what you guys had to say.
No kidding. Everybody's in breakout rooms right now. So let's see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was
so
Chris on here?
He is not on here.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I'm gonna have to pitch him some shit. He actually sent this to me like 3 times.
Oh, did
Let's do this. Like, sure.
he? Oh no.
Wait, did you guys start 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Starts at noon. Yeah.
What's everybody doing in their breakout rooms right now?
So we had there we go. So we have Michelle here to talk about some of the HR kind of things, the people. Here we
She's
go.
talking about engagement, how to re-engage your team. And so right now, everyone wrote down what people challenges they're facing. So if you think a year from now, what kind of people challenges is your team experiencing now that you hope will be different or change, whether it's issues finding the right people for your seats, or if you're having people leaving. So what are some of those, what you guys can go ahead and do, John and Rami, just think out what are some of those people challenges. So right now, everyone is just discussing those.
Okay. Did Rami just jump on right now too?
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
It's good to talk to you, Rami. How you been?
Likewise. It's been good. It's been
Yeah.
good. A lot of changes that we're going through right now. But
Fantastic. We'll have to catch up.
oh, definitely we
Yeah.
should. Definitely.
All right, I'm going to bring everybody back in out of the rooms. There we go. People are coming back into the room here, into the main.
Yeah. So Bill, on this, everybody's just talking about what the current troubles are, and then they're going to bring this up with you guys now, and then you guys are going to go through it.
Yeah, we're going to kind of. There we go. Get everybody back in here. Michelle, we sent you to a room. I didn't know we were going to do that.
Yeah, well,
That's okay, Bill. I was on a roll and you just cut me off. That's okay.
Oh,
All of us. Bill,
oh man.
that was interesting. Never did that before on a call.
Back to your room.
I think we forgot to give you the directions, Bill.
Yeah.
You did a good job. It worked out.
Okay.
So, well, welcome back, everyone. Who was able to connect with a familiar face or meet someone new? Let me drop in chat since we've got some cameras off here. Great. I see some hands. Awesome. All right. Well, I'd love to hear from a few of you, and I have time set aside for this. I'd like to hear from 2, 3, or 4 of you who would like to share something that maybe it's your response, or maybe it's something that you talked about and noticed in your conversation of connection. So if you wouldn't mind coming off mute and just raise your virtual hand and I can call on you. You have anyone?
Hey, Kim, I would suggest you go. You had I'm sure it's applicable to most.
I'm good with that. What we talked about was bonus structures and how to build them out with multiple departments being looked at. Mine, for example, I've got projects, help desk, and account management that I have to build out for. And the KPIs that go into each one of those are so different. How do you figure out and keep it the same bonus structure across the board for that? They each one thing leads to the next, right? You're looking for bonus structure, so you have to look at efficiencies and building out scorecards with those metrics. Well, then that's going to build out more agreement profitability because the efficiencies are being used. So the top issue there is how do you build out the structure for the different departments and still keep it the same standardization across the board?
Great. Well, thanks, Kim, for bringing your voice forward and sharing that. I'm sure, like you said, others might be having the same challenge with how to put in place those KPIs and structure.
It was interesting. All three of us in that group had the same, like we were all on the same page there.
Great. Well, thank you. Anyone else who has something else to share? Willing to bring your voice forward? You can come off mute.
Well, I just want to say I thought Angel had an excellent perspective on this when because he used to, especially if you're going to be talking about emotional intelligence, right, and relationships. When they were smaller, they had more relationship and it was fun to come to work. Now that they're trying to implement all these KPIs, they've lost that culture, which I'm finding in mine too, that as we tried to exercise and implement more structure, the relationship side goes away or gets diminished.
And that's a great point, and how to maintain and build the connection when you're tightening up and building maybe a culture of accountability. Great. Anyone else? Time for one more.
I think Tony had his hand raised.
Tony.
Yeah, so you said a word that I put on ours was accountability, right? You know, how do you drive that accountability in the organization, especially when, you know, we do a little bit of traction. So when you're trying to do rocks and you're trying to hold accountability to the rocks, but then the day-to-day of everything else gets in the way, and you know, you're marching along, but you sometimes don't hit those rocks because other things, you know, came into place. And some are good excuses or good, you know, issues that arose and you had to take care of this or whatever. But at the end of the day, the accountability is you need to get your rock done, right? So, and I think that's anything accountability wise. You know, my partner and I are very nice guys, and I think that is a problem that we have with holding people accountable. So trying to figure out a way to do that, to create that accountability and not have to be harsh.
Great. Yep. Accountability, culture of accountability, and balancing that being nice and holding others accountable for what they're supposed to do. Great. Well, good shares, and thank you for sharing. And those are the real stories and some of the real issues, you know, that are keeping business owners and leaders up at night, or just, you know, problems to face. And most of the people problems just aren't going to be easily solved by adding more hustle or more tools. They get solved by having the clarity, getting more clarity. And that's what we're going to dive into today, is just how to get more clarity on what's really going on with your team, and so that you can fix things at the root and not just treat the symptoms. So today, how we're going to spend our rest of our time here is we're going to talk about some hiring and leadership blind spots that might be holding your growth back. And we're going to explore employee engagement. I think that will address a lot of some of these issues that were brought forward. And we're going to give you an opportunity to experience a short real-time engagement pulse survey. And we're going to look at the group. We're going to look at the group results live and talk about those. And then at the end, I'm going to show you a couple of ways to keep the momentum going. And I do have an ask. Will you agree to give me some feedback on how I did today? In exchange, I'll provide you with a valuable resource. So if you agree, would you just throw in a thumbs up in the chat that you'll give me some feedback at the end? Thumbs up. Okay, got one. Thanks, Kim. All right, so great. Thank you, guys. Well, back to you, Bill. I'm going to turn it back to you so you can kick our conversation.
Okay. Sounds good. I got some questions for you. Just to kind of get things started, can you tell me just what exactly do you do? So, you know,
Well,
kind of help.
yeah.
Yeah. Can you help us understand from your, I mean, I gave a little intro, but just from your perspective, how do you help MSPs?
Well, thanks, Bill. At a high professional level, I help MSPs fix the people problems that quietly stall growth. Things like hiring mistakes, team misalignment, communication breakdowns, culture issues that drag down performance. And most of the MSPs that I work with come to me when something just isn't clicking. Maybe they're losing good people and hiring's feeling like a gamble. Tension is building within the team, but they just can't quite pinpoint why. Sometimes the problem is right at the start. They're trying to grow, but they can't seem to hire the right people. And that's where we step in. Busy leaders don't always have the time to recruit, and so we take it off their plate completely. From start to finish, we run a proven process that filters out the wrong fits and identifies the A players. And for the larger MSPs with in-house hiring teams, we don't replace them, we reinforce. We train their teams to spot the red flags early, follow a structured process, and we use the data-driven tools that can help hire with confidence instead of using the traditional methods of guessing and hoping for the best. The cost of a bad hire isn't just financial, it is your culture and it's your momentum. It's your best people getting frustrated and then checking out. And it's risking losing some clients. And so that's why we do not guess. We use a multi-layered behavioral and psychological process that gives a full picture of who someone really is before you make a hire. It's like getting a year's worth of insight up front. You'll know their work ethic, how they handle stress, how they take initiative, how they treat others, and whether they're bringing emotional baggage that impacts the team. And once someone is hired, we don't just walk away. We coach the leaders to manage with clarity and emotional intelligence and a deeper understanding of how their people are wired. We've all heard this. People don't leave companies, they leave managers. And if you don't know how to lead someone in a right way that fits their strengths and needs and blind spots, they won't thrive. And odds are they won't stick around. That's why leadership coaching and team development are core parts of what we offer, partnering with owners and managers to build high-performing and emotionally intelligent teams. One of my clients, an MSP owner, had a top tech who was starting to slip. No one could figure out why. And the way he was receiving feedback just didn't connect with what actually motivated him. Once we helped leadership adjust their approach, the tech re-engaged and quickly became one of their top performers. So what do? I help leaders see their people clearly so that they can hire smarter, manage better, and build the teams that actually move the business forward. Most companies operate with a foggy lens when it comes to managing their people. And we'll talk about what it means in a bit.
Cool. Very nice. So I think you mentioned that earlier that most leaders really don't realize there's a problem until it's too late. It's already costing them. So can you give us an idea kind of what you're seeing out there in terms of that statement?
Yeah, I see this constantly, where on the surface, things seem fine. Everything seems good, but underneath, something's off. Maybe it's tickets are piling up, or there's a quiet tension between team members, or that go-to tech is now just going through the motions, or your high performers are unusually quiet. Clients are noticing, even though nothing major has changed internally, but the root issue is not always obvious. Most MSP leaders are so focused on serving the clients, putting out the fires, that they miss those early signs of the people problems that are actively costing them their growth. They're hiring blindly and managing blindly and making gut-based decisions without the real clarity. And when you can't see your team clearly, you end up making the wrong hires, tolerating misalignment or wasting payroll dollars and burning out your A players. But it doesn't have to be that way. So with our process and insight, we uncover what's really going on so you can fix what's holding your team back. You can't scale what you can't see, and you've invested too much in your people to lead blind.
So it's kind of interesting how you kind of go about things blindly. I see that from time to time as well. So you mentioned in the past, you mentioned about hiring through a foggy lens. Can you kind of, what do you mean when you say that?
Well, when I talk about hiring with a foggy lens, I mean what most MSPs are still doing today. They hire based on a resume that checks the boxes, an interview that feels solid, or a referral from someone that they trust. And then 2 months later, they're asking themselves, where's the person I thought I hired?
Yeah.
And the reality is that they're not seeing the full picture. They're seeing the version the candidate wants them to see, the polished answers, the rehearsed charm, and the carefully packaged persona. But that's not hiring, it's hoping. So we help clear the fog. And what we bring is what I call a 35 millimeter lens, a sharper, high resolution view of who the person really is before you make that hire. And it's not just about the skills, but it's about the behavior patterns that tell you how someone actually functions inside a team. Can they regulate emotions? Or do they spiral under pressure? Will they show up consistently or even after the honeymoon wears off? Are they coachable? Or do they resist leadership quietly? Do they take ownership or do they bring the ego and drama? Will they elevate the culture or will they quietly drain it? These dynamics shape your team. And most leaders don't see it until it's already costing them. If you can't spot these things up front, you're hiring blind. And this kind of clarity just doesn't help you hire better. It protects your culture. It removes the guesswork and it gives you the confidence to know who you're bringing on in your team. I had one MSP owner tell me that he thought he had the right people, but he just wasn't growing. And so his managers were frustrated and tickets were piling up and his best people were quietly burning out. And it wasn't a performance problem. It ended up being a misalignment problem. Good people were in the wrong seats and a few people were quietly dragging everyone else down. So once we fixed the hiring process and we realigned the team and we gave the managers the insight into how the people actually operated, things shifted. He didn't just grow, he scaled with fewer people. A players thrive when they're not stuck cleaning up after the C players. Sometimes your biggest pain point isn't always a new hire, it's an existing team member and something's off. And that's what we do, is to help owners make those decisions on who should I coach? Who should I develop more into, invest into? Who should I reposition and move to another role? Or who should I move on outside the organization before they impact the culture and performance? So having the insight into who you're hiring and who you have on your team, you can stop the guessing game and make those decisions with confidence and clarity. And in today's market, confidence is in your people. Decisions just isn't an option. It's foundational.
You mentioned misalignment. Ronald has a great question in the chat. How can MSP leaders identify early warning signs of that cultural misalignment before it impacts performance?
And that's a great question, Ronald. And I think, when we're going to get to in just a few minutes more on engagement and in our tools and some of the things that we use, and that's going to be identifying some of what you're asking there. Great question.
Cool. So you've worked with a lot of growing MSPs. What's the difference between, from this perspective, what's the difference between the ones that stall and the ones that scale?
Well, it goes back to having that clarity that I was just talking about and having courage. I find that MSPs who stall are tolerating. They're tolerating the poor communication. They're tolerating the underperformance. They're avoiding the hard conversations. I find, especially even with the long-time employees, that it's hard to have those hard conversations. They excuse wrong conduct. They say, well, maybe it's not that bad, until a team member leaves that was important to their company or a client leaves. They react to problems instead of leading proactively. So often I find that they have cultures that are cozy. And someone brought forward a few minutes ago in our discussion that it's hard to hold people accountable and we're too nice. The cultures of coziness. The MSPs that scale, well, they understand that scaling isn't just about growth. It's about building the right team to carry it. They're serious about their hiring and they don't gamble with who they're bringing onto the team. They have alignment in their culture and their people and their leadership, and they have their purpose, set expectations, and build that culture of accountability. They have their leadership priorities in the right order. There is a specific order of priorities that every company needs in order to be truly successful. And those 5 priorities are purpose, pace, people, perception, and profit. And that's where I come in. I help the owners identify those on their team, who's driving the performance, who's holding things back, and how to structure that team for sustainable growth. We equip leaders to lead. And most often I see that managers were promoted with the technical skills, but they just didn't have those leadership skills. So we work with them to have a deeper understanding on each of their team member, how to do that, how to approach the communication style, their motivators and their blind spots. And here's the thing, change is changing. It's faster, it's messier, and it's more human. The rate of change in our world today is at a pace that is so hard to keep up with. And as MSPs are growing, the pressure on people increases. And part of our emotional intelligence and our stress resilience training is that we are equipping the managers with the tools to effectively lead through change without burning their teams. The MSPs that scale are the ones who have the strong communication, who have the team trust, who are leaders that truly understand their people.
Cool. Speaking of engagement, what does it really mean? And why does it matter?
Good question. Engagement drives everything from performance to retention. Yet most people still don't fully understand what it actually is. At its core, engagement means, do your people feel connected? Do they feel connected to their work, to their team, to their purpose? Are they showing up just because they want to or because they have to? The reality is that most teams are running on way less engagement than leaders realize, and the data is telling us this. Only 25% of employees are actively engaged. Those are your high-performing A players. 35% are not engaged, and they're just going through the motions. Then 40% are cautiously engaged. They're productive, but they're not committed, and they'll leave when something better comes along. So what does that boil down to? Well, boils down to only 75% of your team could be underperforming or burned out or already looking for their way out. That has a real impact, not just on the morale, but on your bottom line. And the good news is that engagement is not fixed. It's influenceable, but only if you're focused on the right things. And that's why our engagement model that we use is based on behavioral science, one that tracks engagement at the individual, team level and across the organization. And that's what makes our process different. Most engagement strategies fall squarely on leadership. We don't just give leaders a report and then walk away. We put the ownership in the hands of the employees. Each employee gets their own profile. We do regular check-ins, and it's not top down, but it's an employee-led. And that creates the lasting change. We partner with the leaders to turn the engagement insights into people strategies that actually solve and prevent problems. And we're seeing incredible results. When engagement improves, everything improves. Retention, morale, customer service, and profitability. And now I want for all of you to be able to experience it for yourself. So we're going to take just a 3-minute quick survey, and you will get a snapshot into what engagement looks like right now in this group collectively. So if you would all grab your phone, find a phone, because we're going to be showing a QR code in just a minute. So when you get your camera open on your phone, be ready to when we show you. But a couple instructions that I want to give you is that when you're taking this and answering the questions, I want you to be honest and be real with your responses and your answers. Answer based on your own personal experience, how you are at work, in your role, and your environment. And I want you to know too that your responses and your answers are confidential. We're not going to be showing names in your individual results. We're going to show a collective group, and we're going to look at the data. So when you're finished taking this survey, just so we can all stay together, and I know when everyone's finished and we can move on, just type in the word engage in the chat so that I know you're done. All right, we ready to show the QR code? Bill, if you could turn the
There we go.
page. Okay, so if you can start that.
It says it can't be found.
Okay. Well, we've got a link. We can.
Yeah, let's try this link here.
Do you have it, Bill? Or
Yeah, I just put it
Okay.
in the
okay,
in the chat there. There we go.
try that. See if that works.
We cloud people, we live in gray. What we don't need, release and rain. We cloud people, we never stay. We hold our freedom like a blade. We won't be tied soon. Here come the tide. You move when I do. You'll never be mine. We won't be tied soon. Here come the tide. You move when I do. You'll never I supposed to feel? I'm not supposed to miss. How am I supposed to heal? How am I supposed to fit? A little awkward, then a little oxygen. I
Okay.
let you get away.
We have enough time, Michelle?
Is everyone,
We
yeah.
cloud
everyone good?
people, we live in gray.
So how are we doing? Did everyone access that report?
Doing it now.
Still working on
Doing-
it.
Still working on it? Okay.
Okay.
Lots of
You
base
guys,
questions in the beginning.
you're taking, you're doing a good job thinking on the questions. So just type the word engage. Okay, we've got it.
If you love me, let me float away. We won't be dry soon. Here come the tides. You move when I don't. You'll never be mine. We won't be dry soon. Here come the tides. You move when I don't. You'll never be mine.
All right, we're starting to get some submissions in.
Okay, I'm going to, we're going to be in the background as soon as a few more come in. We're going to just compile a group report. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and move on. Bill, if you wouldn't mind turning to the next slide just for the sake of time. We are, it looks like, going to go a few minutes over here, but I'm going to just run through this quickly so you can get an insight into the engagement model.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so this engagement model that we use is research-based, and it's built from working with thousands of teams. And what we're measuring are these different 8 areas. So we're looking at trust. Do I feel safe to speak up and take risks? Can I trust my coworkers? Purpose. Do I feel connected to the mission? Do I know my purpose? We're looking at recognition. Do I feel seen and appreciated for the work I do? Care. Do I feel like I belong? And do I feel valued by my supervisor and my peers? Agility. We're looking at resiliency here. How can I adapt and keep moving through change? How are we as a company handling the change? And then accountability, our expectations clear and consistent, and are others in the organization being held accountable, and leadership. And then development, how am I growing? Am I given opportunities to grow? Resources, do I have the resources that I need to succeed? So the team report we're preparing now, and just wanted to share screen in just a second. Keep the slide on there. Let me refresh. Do we have a team report, Cheyenne?
We are still waiting on more, but I can go ahead and run with what we currently have.
Go ahead and go for the sake of time. We'll just take a look at what we have.
There you
So,
go.
okay. Okay, I'm going to do a shared screen, Bill. Do you need to stop?
Yeah.
Your.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, let's see where all of you fell. Wow, looks pretty good. Let me get my screen. Go. Okay, so let me know if anyone cannot see this. Hopefully you see it. We good? So we have what we captured. We're 11 of you. So still standing.
We are not able to see it.
We're not. Okay.
I can see it. Just give it a minute. It'll probably load up.
I can see it.
I can see it.
I can see it.
Okay. Great. Okay, so what we're looking at here is just a quick dashboard of this information. We're just looking at you collectively as a team for the 11 of you who we captured. So we're looking at a calculated engagement score. 4 is actively engaged. So we want 4, and you can see that a perceived engagement from the group is at a 4, so it's very good at a high level. And then we can look at a hierarchy pyramid function of where all of the 8 factors are falling. And we take this and look at what is going well with among you as the team. And so, what stands out here is 4.5 for care. And, that would be the top score and engaged. And then we can look at a purpose. Great, fantastic. So you guys got a good foundation of purpose, and accountability is cautiously engaged. So you can see where the 3s are. And then the lowest would be, 3.4, development and resources. When we can start diving deeper into the data, and we look at the top 5 statements of what's going well. You can see 91%, 80% of trust, care, and purpose and agility. And bottom, what is the lowest that you ranked? And we've got accountability and development, some areas there. But as a team overall, they're looking really good. It wouldn't be too surprising as a group of leaders. And then we will get very granular. It's not catching up here, sorry. But we get very granular into each of the factors. Let me get to the last page. I know you guys are seeing a blank page, where we take information and we look at what is going good in the organization, what is going great, and we want to go from good to great. So we get some information there. This is just a quick high level, for the sake of time, just giving you that glance and look this isn't necessarily just a report, but this is a roadmap. When we get it on each individual in your organization, it's going to show where disengagement is brewing, what's working and what's not. So you can see just in a few minutes here, we're able to capture, just at a glance is a mock here that we're doing, but you can see that we've got some data that we can act on within the organization. And having this information, you can imagine what would be possible when you have this level of insight across your organization. Let me stop share here. And this data tell you, let me just a couple more things here I wanted to say if we have, I know we're getting close to time, is that just, we're looking at the data and getting insight here. I think for the sake of time, we're running out. Let's just jump over to the survey. There is a survey. If you see if this link, you said earlier that you'd give me some feedback. So I'm inviting you to take that next step. And on this QR code, when you take the survey, it's going to be a really quick, just a couple questions to rate this little mini workshop, share your top people challenges, and let me know if you want to continue this conversation. If you check yes, that you do want to continue, here's what you're going to get. You'll get a one-on-one engagement strategy session with me. We'll walk through your engagement report that you just took today on your individual level. It's going to unpack what it reveals about your leadership, explore ways and how this kind of insight can help you align and motivate and retain your team. So we want to help you to stop guessing, and I want to give you a minute to complete this survey. Everybody, are you good with accessing it? Anyone not able to access it?
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Wonderful. We're getting a couple responses in.
Hey, as you wrap up, I just have one final question here today that you can just drop your response into chat is what is one, and Bill, you can turn oh, you got it. There you are. You're a step ahead of me. What is one takeaway that you are walking away with today? And you can just drop your response in the chat. And I just want to thank you all for your time and engagement today. And Bill, I'll just hand it back to you.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Michelle. This has been really cool, a little workshop, with the breakout rooms and everything. So fun little activity. Here's how you can contact Michelle. Either do the survey like we talked about here, or reach out to Michelle directly. It's Michelle at techhumanresources.com, or you can reach out to us and we'll get you connected. What are we giving away today? We're over by 1 minute. Do you guys want to stick around for a spin to win? Yes? No? Yes? Okay, let's do it. So Michelle, do you have a prize to give away, or is it my turn here?
It's your turn, but you are giving away two of assessments that I'm providing. I can speak on that a little bit. So two of the assessments are emotional intelligence and also on stress resilience. So those are great add-ons that you can take. And when you complete those, I'll be happy to meet with you for a 30-minute debrief of what the information offers and insight.
Fantastic. That sounds great. Thanks, Michelle. I appreciate that. So 2 assessments. Here's the spin to win. Here we go. Ready? Take it away, Afton.
Up 1 second. It's freezing.
Oh, no.
Oh, technical difficulties. Hold on. Let me try again.
Oh, that means we all win.
Everyone gets one. And hopefully I have everyone's names in here. If not, then just let me know and we'll try again. There we go. Now it's working.
Round and round it goes. Uh-oh. There you go. We have a winner. Fantastic. All right. Well, hey, that pretty much wraps it up for today. I appreciate everybody coming in to the meeting. We always appreciate it. I know it's lunchtime for a lot of you. So if you have any questions about today's content, you need to go hold Michelle, whatever, just reach out and we'll get you all connected. And thanks again, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.